Hello again, and thank you for watching. In our previous video, part 1 of our 2-part series on advice for Calgary home buyers, we covered off some of the high-level strategic items that buyers need to do before they start shopping this year. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the link in the description below, and if you're enjoying our content and are passionate about Calgary real estate, please consider subscribing to our channel and following along as we create more videos dedicated to the Calgary real estate consumer. Okay, so you are serious about buying a property in Calgary this year, and by now you've hopefully got the money together and your realtor and mortgage broker picked. If not, that's what we're here for. So check out the description for a link that you can follow where you can tell us what you're after, and we will put you in touch with a dedicated realtor or a mortgage professional to help you out with your buying journey this year. All right, well, enough of all of that. Are you ready to open up the hood on what it will be like to buy a property in Calgary in 2022? Well, it is going to be a wild year, so let's buckle up and get on after it. Okay, well, let's take a quick refresher on 2021, and for this, all you need to see are a couple of graphs. And the first up is this one, which shows Calgary that it has turned the corner after 6 years of buyer's market territory. Yep, we are most definitely out of the doldrums, and after over a half a decade of flat or declining prices, we are now back into a growth market, and the pendulum is swinging back hard. And just how hard? Okay, well, to find out, you need to check out this graph where you can see here that our inventory is dropping and our months of supply is now under 2 months. 2.5 months of supply is considered a balanced market, so you can expect to feel that pressure this year. And just where exactly is the pressure going to be felt the most? Well, check out this one. But if you were buying anything other than an apartment style condo, you can expect our market to feel pretty tight. So buyers in the detached segment need to be dialed in, meaning conditions like financing and sale of buyer's home are not going to fly as easily this year. If you have to sell your house to buy your next one, then you need to engage your realtor to develop a strategy that works for your family and your financial picture. And this means getting a solid evaluation of your property so you know what money you can expect to pull out of it, and also a good read on your local market so you can make a call on whether you can sell quickly to time your move. If you haven't yet, you should have your realtor set you up to be notified about sales activity around where you live right now, so that you know your local market well enough to make a decision under pressure a little bit later. So back to this graph again. Another thing to note from this data is that the row market and condo markets are not as hectic as the detached or semi-detached segments. Now, I know that many buyers want to be master of their own domain, and they're only interested in considering freehold properties, so no condos. But if you are trying to get into your first property or you're under 500K, then a row house or a townhouse or a responsibly acquired apartment townhouse present great options. These asset classes are not as pressured as the detached segment. There is more selection and they're more affordable. So if you find a hot market to be too stressful, or if you prefer something more affordable, these kinds of properties within these asset classes are much less riskier now than they were a couple of years ago. Okay, so let's talk about locations in Calgary. There's a particularly pronounced trend that you need to know about, especially if you've lived in Calgary for a while. Take a look at this graphic, which shows and highlights the suburbification of our real estate market. Consumers are not prioritizing the inner city the same way that they used to, with prices here growing by 1/3 the same rate as other areas in suburban Calgary. And this is for a number of reasons, but the two main ones are Calgary's diversification away from relying so heavily on oil and gas jobs, and the effects of the pandemic on office tower commuter culture. Long story short, both factors have combined to mean fewer people needing to start their day in a downtown office. So the real estate near there is not as highly sought after as it once was. Keep in mind, if you're selling out of the inner city to move into a bigger house in the suburbs, you may find it a little harder to sell your home than you might have expected to. Apart from this, what we've come to know about consumers' preferences in Calgary remain the same heading into 2022, with the northwest and western communities being the highest price and most desirable suburban segments. Some locations to watch are the south end of the city, which will soon benefit from the completion of the west and southwest ring road, Road, and a couple major developments including the Taza development on the Tsuut'ina Reserve. If you're looking for a fixer-upper with good size, this portion of the market is certainly one to watch as we head into 2022. Another factor for buyers to be mindful of is the emerging demand in higher price points. A good year in Calgary in 2021 has meant that many homeowners in lower price brackets now find themselves with enough equity for upward mobility within our market. This means that if you were selling a sub $600,000 house to pick up one in the $750 plus range, it's going to feel a lot more competitive this year than it would have in previous years. This also means that the luxury segment is going to start to re-emerge in Calgary after a long break. So if you have had your eye on a luxury home in the 7-figure plus range, then this may be your last year to find genuine value in this segment, because if Calgary has another great year, it will mean more trade-up buyers into these price points. So if you were in the market for your forever home, then you're going to want to take it seriously this year, lest you wait too long and inventory dries up. Okay, well, I hope you feel more ready to pick up your next Calgary property this year. It's going to be a wild one, but buyers should feel a lot of confidence because our market has so much further to grow. The average price of a property in Calgary is under $500,000, less than half of the price it is in Vancouver or Toronto, and we're coming off a growth year with record-breaking transaction numbers. So the point is that the juice is going to be worth the squeeze in Calgary for 2022. Real estate here will be more and more valuable at the end of the year than it is now, and buyers will get excellent value relative to other locations in Canada. Now, I hope you found our series to be helpful. Real estate is a very touchy-feely, big-ticket purchase, and you need good people on your side to make the most of your purchase and have a good experience. If you aren't working with a realtor yet, then we'd love to help you. Our award-winning office has incredible professionals at all levels that are more than qualified to help you on this journey. Please feel free to check out the link in the comments below to let us know how we can help you make your move in 2022. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I can't wait to see you next video.